here. We're back. We're gonna play some more Trailmakers. You guys like Trailmakers for some reason. Actually, I don't want to say for some reason. Anyway, we're just gonna like hop right into it, and let's build a. Actually, I don't know why I'm starting with these. Let's build like a crazy suspension system. You know, why not? A hybrid vehicle. Actually, real quick, I'm just gonna start off with like showing off some stuff, as usual. Like this. Looks like a pile of stuff. It's not done yet. But also this doesn't have a complicated suspension system and so nice. Anyway, this is just like proof that like I can build. Also the headlights aren't perfect, but and it tilts. It's pretty glitched. But anyway. That's a start in terms of like hybrid stuff. Like this is all electric in quotes. It's like the alien engine, whatever you want to call it, but I think this is the much better vehicle to showcase this with. So, because it is an actual hybrid, but it doesn't use a complicated system. Passenger drivers. So it looks fine. It looks good, but anyway, as you can see, everything's in the back. It's not the fastest, but that's because it's about as aerodynamic as a slap works. It's about Trailmakers does aerodynamics, but look at it. So, anyway, with that out of the way, I think I've adequately made my case. Oh, no, we're not using motorcycle wheels. I feel like you could probably shrink it down. Let's go in that way. You could probably shrink it down to the size of the smaller wheels. It just depends on how we build it. Let's see here. That's 3, 4, 5. Let's do 7. Do a little bit of a bigger vehicle. So, put that there, that here. And this is just like kind of how I like to build. In no way is this the best way to build, but it's how I like to build. So if we do this, we can kind of have a flat section up here. I'm indifferent. I really don't care. This goes up to here. So that's how much space we have, how much real estate we have. We'll put that like there. No, this has to stay here. I like including 2 of these. Actually. There's a really good way to do this, which is doing it like this. And then this bottom section can act as a damper. It's a little weird because, you know, you're doing your damper as your main suspension. And we could change it, we could flip it. This could be the damper. But this is a lot more travel. So, because this, the actual like wheel can go up to here. 3 blocks of travel. This only can go up to about 2 blocks. Not even like that, like it probably about there. So, keeping that in mind. I don't know. Also, another big tip. You really don't want anything down in front of your suspension. Because the actual like collisions with the tire, especially at higher speeds, like the collisions like shrink drastically to about like your rim. So anything at like this point, you hit like a rock, it's gone. It's gone. So, also this needs to be this fella, and then that needs to be that. I really, really want to put a flat shield piece up here. Gosh, that might make the rest of this subframe assembly really annoying. So I think to solve that, we'll slap that there. And you know what, we could actually do even better than that. We can go into frame. They recently redid all the like connectors and pipes and all that, so I can actually come into here and like that is so sad. That is literally the best thing they've ever done. Anyway, we could. I kind of like the idea of making it a flat crank though, or not flat crank. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's weird, but I've found that it makes suspension so overpowered. This is my first time doing this dampening idea though, where you have like a damper or like a secondary suspension. Usually I have these two suspension acting together. So I think we'll just kind of see how this works. We're kind of doing this together. I also want to see, like, I bet you someone's already done it, but trying to do like a suspension setup with the new like wires, or gosh, what are they called? Power couplings. Like power coupling suspension might be overpowered. Because I was doing some testing and it was only really like start to stretch at like 2,000 kilograms of force, which is nuts. And I'm sure if you put a little bit of like strength into these, you could really ridge these up. But I'm a sucker for like watching the suspension noise there. So I'm gonna just keep these at 0 strength. And also I would take the controls out of them. But it doesn't matter. Like on a list of things that actually matter, yeah, it's not gonna make a difference. And then to add to that, so these will keep these wheels. This will allow these wheels to act independently. But someone's gonna say something. So even though it's never affected any of my creations, I'm gonna put that there. No, actually, that's a bad idea because then that left wheel, or not right, that right wheel there can act independent, but that left wheel can't. So we either got to decide. Yeah, I think it's just more stable if we do this. It's not perfect, and I mean, looking at it right now, I know a way that I could like really like. Well, I mean, what else is there? Trailer hinge, but like, do I really want to use trailer hinge? Actually, I feel like I really use trailer hinge. We're doing new stuff. This is new. New stuff. So the trailer hinge is like a 3-dimensional like side to it. So like these can only really move. What were we using? These can only really move in like one axis. These can move in like, I guess like an infinite number you could say, but no, actually no, you can't. They can move in X, Y, and Z. That's all I'm saying. So that better separates this from the rest of the car's suspension, which is good. Next, I feel like putting this here. Now, see that might bond to the rest of the body, so never mind. We're trying to find a way. Actually, I don't know what we can do. Okay, we'll take one of these. Flip. Take that. Take that. And just take these. Aerodynamics. Come into here. Go rounded 2x1 wedge. And just like slap it right in there. And then rounding off these edges. Like I have no way of proving this, but from my personal experience, this is great. Look at that. That is what we want. Complete independent. But the good thing about this is during your like big jolts, your wheels will kind of act together. Again, that's just from like experience testing, especially like this blueprint. It doesn't have a name, I don't know, but just from like experimenting with that, which has a similar setup, but I'd say this is more advanced. Yeah, I just find the wheels working together often leads to like a much better performance. That seems like a good distance. We'll probably put our back wheels like right there. The short wheelbase is good. The long wheelbase is good. It just depends on what we want to do. So if we want to do like rock crawling, short wheelbase. If we want to do like dunes and stuff, long wheelbase. I think dunes, like you don't really need like crazy suspension for rock crawling. So I think some dune running might be fun. So also trailer hinges are good for, because these need to twist separately as well. So just do this wedge here. Just rounding these off, A, it helps with aerodynamics, but B, and this is a much bigger thing, like if you get a rock and you hit it right there, you're more likely to deflect than get caught on it. It's just a small thing, but small things to add up, so we do that. Mechanic. Yeah. So here's where we're going to run into some issues. This isn't like the best way to attach these, if I'm being honest. And I feel like you could probably get a much more efficient trailer hinge setup. But this is going to be a lot more stable, and when it comes to complexity, so it costs so much less. So flat connectors are great, and actually I think I'm just going to use the shields. I call them armor plates. I think we slap these on, because these have a little bit more health, not much, but just a little bit extra health, and I think that will do wonders for us during more intense like scenarios. So next step, these here, and okay, round 2x1. Actually, more again, it's all about deflection. This is about as high off the ground as we can get these. That's okay. Slap that there, and hopefully that's perfect. That's exactly what we want. So now all these are moving independently of each other. They can kind of slide about. All that changes the second we add a frame. So now we just got to do some framework. So and then we'll slap a body on this and do some engine work. So now that separates the sides. And we definitely want to put like the hybrid engines in the back. They do have the weird side effect of allowing your vehicle to fly in reverse. So, but just to test this, because I'm really curious, because I built this completely different than some of my, actually the rest of my other suspension designs, I just gotta know. Also, 2 seats as usual. Someone's gonna go like, why didn't you use the raw engine? The thing about the raw engine, but oh, that feels so smooth. that feels so smooth. Look at this. Look at how smooth it is. Yeah, totally. We're gonna talk about that. Let's go. Let's go over here. Actually, there's a really good clip on the testing. Or not clip, but good hill. Let's do that. Let's double the power on this. Take more power. Look at how it leans. That is good. Yeah. And we can always increase the stiffness on those leash and just absorb so much like bumps and stuff. And hopefully that means we stick to it more, like super. Okay, so here's the first thing. These little ridges up here are side here. Holy crap, that is nuts. Okay. What just broke? Oh no, a connecting prop shaft. That's nice. Let's put that in. Okay. Road testing. That's not surprising, because that's like the closest part to the ground on this entire view. Aside from this, of course, but we don't need that. Very curious, but I don't think this is the spot to test it. I really, really want to see if we could like take a jump. Really first thing we'll do. Let's go in here. So these little like bumps in here are really good to get a ton of speed going into them. And they act as mini drops, and that just took it so well. Here's where we see. I think that's just our connect. No, didn't even break the connect. Just broke the wedge. Maybe the wedge is the part that breaks. We just need to not. Okay, well that's good. That flip is good. That means we can come over here and see. Okay, so just the wedge broke. Oh, that's so good. That is, that is like no idea how like refreshing it is to have something work like this. Holy cow! Holy cow! I think it's just glitched to this. Yep, front right just glitched. What did it glitch? Okay. I've seen this before, where these will lock up. And it's not good, but I don't know if there's anything we could really do about it. We might just have to live with it. Or, I mean, we could turn it into a whole block, which I think also gets rid of the problem. Definitely the first thing we're doing is these are good for the big bumps. So stiffness 1.5, damping 1.5. These down here though, way stiffer. Actually, nah. The damping, how far can we actually let them go? Just max it out and see how it goes. Really, the suspension settings don't matter that much, but let's just see. Right. It might have been better on default. Yeah, default tune was better. Let's just pretend we never touched the tuning. So is that this tune? Alright. I think. If I go here. 0.5, 0.5. Okay. We could always increase the ride height. That might have actually been we're not like that. Look at how that shaft just hangs like that. That is crazy. Actually, we don't need this. Let's get rid of it. It's really acting as a big weak point in the vehicle. Let's not. Instead, then here's the next question. Should we? I think we should. These back ones love braking. And I don't know why it's so bad. But if they want to play that game, we can as well. And actually, we just no elbow. That there. And then stack these. This is like another thing I have never done. The whole like usually like X and Y. Let's see here. If we're looking at this X, I usually X lock my wheels so they can't go forward or backwards. But on this, I'm just curious if like that's necessary or if I can really just get away with not. I don't know. There's really not like an advantage to doing it either way. But if I do that, we lose the torsion. That's the only thing. The way that slams down, that's not. I wonder if we go for more. Promise, bro. So much promise. So I think I do kind of like this. Take the landing like that, nothing breaks. That's the other thing is like your landing is another very important part. We might have to actually split this in half, just looking at it, but the way this feels, yeah. Great. I like the separate front and back wheels. And I like that it's allowed to sway a little. Damping at 0.5 is definitely the way to roll. Stick this up and just a little bit. Now we're level. Which is good. Okay, we're already. Oh, wow, that just ate prop, or whatever you want to call that. The connecting shaft. That just ate that. And see, the big thing about it is, I guess it does. It locks all the wheels together in the sense of like a backwards. That problem again. It's cool. It's okay. I wonder if we kind of do the same settings up here. Where we do these two. Stuff. So if we do both still, I think I might have to save the hybrid part for tomorrow. But oh snap! Okay, that. thing has got to go over a rock. I feel like they could totally tank it. Though we might not have the we don't have great ground clearance this simulation. But that just tanked that. These rocks are the most fun to go over. Holy crap, I didn't even slow down for that. This might be the best suspension I think I've ever made. That is so broken. I've seen I know a lot of sticker suspension, like if you put 5 suspension on the same thing, you're gonna break, but I'm much more of a fan of the dynamic, mechanically complex suspension than I am just the, I don't know, never break type suspension, like the suspension where you actually watch the wheels move, wrestle around. It's so much more fun. That was bad luck. That was really bad luck. That landing was actually worse. Back to the hill a little. Man, it's just so, it just slams down. Up, way up. Oh my gosh. So it's not but in terms of we designed it, it's great. Stable. So stable. Yeah, it's only when you really catch it at weird angles. That's well, that's okay. It's really tested. So annoying. It's really hard to put all those things right when you do it. But having nothing out front of those front wheels. Yeah, no, that wedge might be. So smooth, so smooth. You guys actually gotta get this. Let's turn, let's get turned around. Line up this. Anyway. Yes. Okay. That's all we needed. Yeah, and no. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This has been Wyvide. You guys have a nice evening.